Leo, this is your week ahead astrology forecast by Astrology Motivation. In these weekly videos, I review the major planetary aspects and transits and how they impact your natal sun and what that means for your day to day. I'm going to start off really broad, Leo, with the big stuff, the charts of the week, and then I'm going to focus that down into Leo-specific information, and then I'll break everything down into the 3 decans of Leo. A decan is a group of 10 degrees. It helps me understand exactly what aspects are forming to your natal sun, and that is how I will know how your week is going to go. So let's start off with the big stuff. This is for the week of September 22nd to the 28th of 2023. We have a beautiful transit, and it's got to do with the sun, so you definitely need to know. We start Libra season this week on September 23rd for many in the world. It's either way late at night on the 22nd or early in the morning on the 23rd. That's when the sun transits into Libra, and it is officially Libra season. It's also the equinox. It's the autumnal equinox, and I love this time of year. You know, I'm a summer person. That's my favorite season. But I love, as an astrologer, I love how the autumn equinox ushers in Libra season, because Libra is all about balance. Now, we have a spring equinox as well, and Aries is absolutely not about balance, but it is definitely Libra that absolutely is, and there is this wonderful feeling of calm that comes as the fall starts to just make us more tranquil. Now, I know that this is only northern hemisphere, right? There's probably a different interaction southern hemisphere, but equinox is equinox no matter where you are. It's going to be the same hours of daylight as there is evening. And there may be, I don't know, maybe I should take a poll. There's still this energy of evening out. Now, Libra season is all about balancing the extremes. It is all about equalizing, collaboration. It is not about homogeny. It is not about everything being the same. That's never been what Libra is about. In fact, that is exactly what Libra is not about. Libra is about harmonizing into a unified essence of one. It's not about erasing the individual, which is why its other half is Aries energy. South Node, North Node are here as well now. The South Node is in Libra, North Node is in Aries. They are not two separate things. They are one path. And so Libra's never been about eliminating individuality. It's always been about harmonizing individuals. That's what it's about. And it's such a strong, powerful, and potent energy. And oh dear God, do we need more of it in this world now. So beautiful season to be entering. As the sun enters Neptune, as the sun enters Libra, it is still opposite Neptune. It will continue to be opposite Neptune through the 26th. This can be brain foggy kind of energy. It can also make you guys especially extra vulnerable to believe crap and to not really be thinking with the full brain. Not to say that all of a sudden you go stupid, but it's easier to get you to believe something fantastical when this is happening. Everybody is really impacted by it, but you guys, since you are ruled by the sun especially, not in conjunction with, but along with the fact that Mars is in opposition to Chiron and says a quick quadrate to Saturn, which is also semi-square to Chiron, and sextile to Venus, we could be overcompensating for inadequacies or the feeling of our own inadequacies, especially with that sextile to Venus, overindulging in some sensual pleasures. Yes, I do mean sex, but considering Venus is square to Jupiter, it could also be food. It could also be spending too much money. It's just like taking those sensual pleasures and overcompensating, overindulging in them because of insecurities, a feeling of we can't move and we're not going anywhere, or maybe we haven't made enough progress. And of course, this is all perspective, and you have the power to change that. We all do. Venus is also all this week going to be square to Uranus. Now, up through the 24th, that means Venus will be square to Jupiter and Uranus simultaneously. This is some mischievous energy. In fact, when she was doing this in retrograde back in the summertime during Leo season, I was talking to you about it. I said it's kind of like a Midsummer Night's Dream, which is everything is topsy-turvy, everybody just rebelling against who they're supposed to be with or they should be with because they don't want to be, they want something different, or they think they want something else. And it's almost like you got to turn things on its head, something on its head, in order to make things even out. And considering we are in Libra season, I think this might be a great time to do it. But it'll get very, it'll get a little rough there for a second. This could be a very, very fun week, but you probably don't want anybody videotaping it, is what I'm trying to say. Just to let you know. Venus with square Jupiter, square Uranus. If you're in a long-term relationship that you really love, I'm going to say, let's say this. The relationships that are bad are going to really just be done. It could really be ended here. But the ones that are good are going to be good because the two members are going to give their significant others space and encourage their significant others' identity and individual identity. And also be open to trying fun, new, outside-of-the-box things. It doesn't even have to be with other partners or anything like that. It's just mixing it up a little bit and getting out of the routine is going to help your partnership actually thrive. Because remember, squares can go two ways. Squares can be rough and difficult and you can get angry about it, or you can learn from it and you can meet the challenge and then it actually catapults you ahead. So it really can make for an exceptional opportunity to get even closer as long as you're able to support each other's individuality and adventurousness. Now, Jupiter is also trying to Mercury in all of this. Oh, wait, let's go back. Venus is trying to Chiron as well. And I like that. Mars is in opposition to Chiron, but Venus is trying to Chiron. So there is an energy of maybe our value systems have to switch and change in terms of learning perspective, like we were just talking about, in terms of perspective. Maybe our value systems do. We have to ease out what we used to do because how has it hurt us, right? And get rid of that and rebuild something new. Value systems valuing different things. Maybe that's what the change is for that we're going through. Jupiter is trying to Mercury all week long. That could be great energy. It's very, let's put it this way, intellectually, in terms of education and learning. Oh, this is a great time. This is a great time to expand our minds into other cultures and learning about other people's history and other people's traditions and other people's religions and other people's language, especially foreign affairs. Really nice. Maybe there's an easement here. We can only hope. I don't know, but just at least for a while. But in reference to everything else, it could also mean somebody's talking real big, the game is real big, but there's not much performance underneath. Or there's not a lot of confidence to back up the performance underneath. So big talk and fantastical promises could get a little bit more leeway than they really deserve this week because we're kind of compromised right now planetarily. Just to say, not just you guys, but everybody. Let's go into Leo specific energy, shall we? I think we shall. In the zodiac sign of Leo, there is Venus, and she, of course, brings elegance and grace and beauty and fun and pleasure to the situation. Of course, she is going direct now, so there's not so much of an internal aspect to her. This is all external. This is the girls gone wild phase. Square to Jupiter, square to Uranus. Okay, it's like spring break in October. That's what it is. She's moving between 18 and 21 degrees Leo and having a blast. The only thing I would say is watch out, especially Leo 2s, because she's basically conjuncting your natal suns into Leo 3 at the very end of this week. So ultimately, I think anybody that's born I got a little gnat there. I'm so sorry. Anybody that's born between, say, the 9th and the 13th of August, you guys especially are going to be conjunct Venus all week long. Yeah, you're going to be looking good, feeling good, and acting like a hoe. You are. And listen, what I'm going to say is I love you. Enjoy yourself. Don't let anybody record it. That's all I'm going to try to say. What's the sun doing? And we got to know, because we talked about this. Actually, we talked about most of it. The sun is moving into Libra. It is an opposition to Neptune until the 26th. One thing we didn't talk about is the sun is also trying to Pluto through the 26th. So opposite Neptune and trying to Pluto, there are different things coming to light here that are maybe game changers. It's also very creative energy. And it's creative energy with that trying to Pluto that could really disrupt things and change the way that we see things. So especially globally, something is really starting to be recognized or starting to be realized at this point. Don't know what it is. I'm not that smart. But in terms of you, there is this, because whatever's happening to the sun is going to be sort of seasoning what's going on with your character and with your behavior. Just an FYI with how you feel about yourself. This energy with Pluto is very formidable. It has an impact on people. But because it's a trine, it's in a way that people will tend to bend your way. So that's really exceptional energy. With the trine to Pluto and opposition to Neptune, though, this is really creative energy, and also, yes, fantastical energy, but in a way it could be like believing something to such an extreme that you actually could possibly make it happen or change for it. Now we have a semi-square to Venus forming, as well as a sesquiquadrate quadrate to Uranus. These are actually minor aspects, but with this energy, I just want you to be very, very aware of proclivities, the need to rebel, the need to act out of the ordinary and be attracted to the weird. All of those things could very well have you being more individualistic than you usually are and surprising a lot of people this week, for better or worse. Just an FYI. Let's go into the 3 decans of Leo, shall we? Leo 1. If you are in the first 10 degrees of Leo, so if you know that your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Leo, you guys are Leo 1s. This correlates to July Leos. So probably your birthdays are between July 22nd and the 31st, in and around there. We have a semi-square to Mercury, so watch what you say. Maybe don't sign any important contracts this week. Information could be a little shoddy, or things that people say could irritate you and really spur you on. So just know that about yourself today. Maybe even having thoughts that kind of like really get your attention, right? There's a sense of it's not necessarily a horrible thing, but it will be a little disruptive. You're also sextile to the sun all week, which is a very, very confident energy. This is your ruling dignitary. And the current sun is sextile to your natal sun. So this is really like confident and courageous, and your charisma is opening doors for you this week. You'll really be seen. This could be just almost like living in an ideal in a way. This is a powerful week for you. If you're at the cusp, you have been and will continue to be in opposition to Pluto. So there's a great energy and formidability to your character. You have a great deal of gravity, and you're probably messing with people, even if it's not intentional, intimidating the crap out of them, because you probably don't have as much patience as you used to, and you're sick of people's shit. Like you don't have a lot of patience. So there's just this energy of, settling into extremes more than you normally do, and having an energy about yourself that creates a dynamic of intimidation, whether you're realizing it or not. That's for the next couple of years. You also have a Quincunx to Saturn, which could be just those spurs in your side, rules, laws, regulations, expectations, commitments, all of those things agitating you to push you forward for the rest of this year, which can be quite productive energy if you use it productively. But you also have a trine to the full moon, and we didn't talk about the full moon because technically the full moon is on the 29th, but it is also in the wee hours in the United States where I'm filming. It's in the wee hours of the morning on the 29th. So we of course we can talk about anything we want, but yeah, technically it's not the 28th, it's the 29th, but your natal suns are going to be trine to this full moon, and it's in Aries. It's powerful, it's potent, and it is 100% about shedding the skin of anything passive aggressive or codependent. This is a sense of really feeling good about who you are and easing into and harmonizing your own individual understanding of who you are. It's strength. It's strength. It's strong. It's powerful. And this is a wonderful moon to make a huge, to make progress or to push yourself out the door and initiate something. Excellent moon to do that for you guys especially. Let's go on to Leo 2s. So if your natal sun is between 10 and 19 degrees Leo, it's in the second decan of Leo. So you guys are Leo 2s. This correlates to birthdays between August 1st and the 11th. It's in and around those dates. It's really just those two ends, the 1st and the 11th, that may toggle from year to year. But it's about there. Your natal suns are going to be conjunct to Venus through the 26th. If your birthdays are from anywhere from the 9th to the 11th, it's all week long. And she is in sexy time mode, okay? Your natal suns are square to Jupiter. Venus all week long is going to also be square to Uranus. But your natal suns are square to Jupiter, which is big-headedness. It really is. It could make you take yourself way too seriously. There's optimism there, which is really great, but there's also a sense of, hey, I'm right just because I show up. You know, it's like, okay, calm down a little bit. You also have a semi-square to the sun, which could also create just more egotism and arrogance. And FYI, sextile to Mars is going to actually support your confidence and your ability to make some progress, take action, or be really physical this week and really sexual. And that trine to Chiron will help hopefully root you enough so that you don't make stupid mistakes again. Just an FYI, but it is looking like a whole hell of a lot of fun for you this week. Then we have Leo 3s. If you know that your natal sun is between 20 and 29 degrees Leo, you guys are Leo 3s, or you're in the third decan of Leo, so you're Leo 3s. This correlates to the rest of Leo season, so October 12th through the 22nd of August. By the 26th, those of you born around the 11th, 12th, 13th, your natal suns are going to be conjunct to Venus. And like I said, she is being wild. Your natal suns are already square to Uranus. So as soon as that happens, you're going to want, your value systems will change. You'll find yourself craving things or being interested or attracted to things that you hadn't been. This is a very experimental time for you. Hopefully within your relationship, there is a higher probability of cheating when this happens. Not pointing any fingers, but just an FYI. The best way to avoid that is to invite your current partner into the experimental phases with you. Just an FYI. Long-term quincunx to Pluto, which is dynamic and powerful, sort of invigorating energy that also can intimidate the crap out of people. That's long-term. Then you also have, if you're at the cusp. So this would be the Leo Cancer cusp. So anybody born August 21st, hold on. The Virgo cusp, I apologize. So this would be anybody born August 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It's your natal suns that are in opposition to Saturn, especially now. especially now those of you born right on the cusp. So because Saturn's all the way back at 1 degrees Pisces, the opposition to Saturn could cause tension a great deal, especially with this conjunction to Venus that's going to make us want to act like wild children. It could also inspire you even more so to rebel because of that feeling of being oppressed or too restricted. So you guys could pop off like it's your midlife crisis, even if it isn't. Even if it isn't. But I tell you, if you're around 45 years old, you better watch it, because it is. You guys are going to go hog wild this week. You have, by the 27th, a sextile to Mars forming. That's also those of you who are born around the 11th, 12th, 13th. This is real virile energy. I got to tell you, especially the end of this week, you guys are going to go hog wild crazy. You are. Don't let anybody record it. You let me know in the comments below how this energy is impacting you. And please don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it. Also, share it with somebody that you also think would love it too, and subscribe to the channel so that we can grow here on Born Without Boundaries. We did a great job over the summer. Like it was about 1,000 people over expectations. So I'm really grateful for the growth and the progress, and welcome everybody who is new. Please feel free to leave suggestions as to different kinds of content you might want to see on this page. And then come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your week ahead tarot card reading. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the videos.